Hey, welcome back. This is Drifting Is My Hobby. This is video 2. This is the pro secrets of getting started at racing at your local track, or if you want to start up your own track, however that works out for you. I have some do's and don'ts I'm going to read off to you guys to kind of get you started, so you kind of got a basic idea of the racing situation. So we'll start out with just showing up and setting your car down and race, right? That's not all there is to it. There's a little bit more to it, and I'm going to explain some steps and some do's and don'ts, like I said. So first we'll start with a don't. Don't set your car down anywhere. It's common to think you can plop your car down anywhere on the track, but the consequences could leave you or a fellow racer with a broken rig. Before you set your car or truck down for practice or racing, consider where you leave your vehicle. Don't place your truck down in the middle of the straightaway or in a corner where another driver's car could easily tag it. It's best to place your car in the outer corners of the track away from the racing line. Make sure your vehicle is pointing towards the racing line and drive it onto the track once you've made it to the driver's stand. So basically, you just kind of get like a little corner edge, start off on the side until you can make it to where you can actually see the whole track. So make sure you abide by the rules on that one. Make sure this is a do. If not, you'll end up having problems. It's call out your frequency. With the emergence of short course racing, frequency problems are an issue. Know the frequency number on the back of your radio and announce it to the other drivers. Channel 2, red. Anyone on red? Letting others know which frequency you're on and asking other drivers what they're using will eliminate the possibility of glitching in a runaway car that smacks the wall. For example, if I was you, I would get a bunch of little different kinds of crystals. You see, that's just a couple of them that I have. I only make 6 of them in the 27, and I think they make like 20 something in the 75 megahertz range. So if you got just a basic transmitter, make sure your crystal, that you know the color and the number, either it's 27 or 75. That's always the beginning. Make sure you know the last 3 digits of it. Okay? Unless you're using something like a Spectrum that doesn't use crystals. It's on a 2.4 gig megahertz system. It's whichever one as far as I think, is you shouldn't go out and spend all your money, $300 or $400 on a radio that's got Spectrum technology if you're just pretty much getting started. Because you can do just as good with 27 megs or a 75 FM radio. Okay, here's another don't. Don't ever go backwards. It's tempting to turn around on the track and drive your car back to you. Don't ever go backwards on the track. Pull over to a safe spot and then retrieve your car. More head-on collisions take place when a driver decides to go backwards on the track, and that's when broken parts go a-flying. So just make sure if you need to retrieve your vehicle, if you think it's close enough to you, just going to swing around and bring it to you real quick. I wouldn't even chance it, because you break somebody else's rig, somebody might get hot at you, and you might end up having to pay for some parts. This is a do. Make sure your body is secure. It's odd that some racers think 1 or 2 body clips will secure a body that requires 4. Take the extra few seconds to install all of your truck's body clips. It's also a total newbie mistake to run your truck without the body. Always run a body and make sure it and the battery are securely fastened. So, let's say if you got this kind of setup. As you can see that I've put one pin over here, left this one kind of hanging. Put one pin over here. I mean, it looks like that would be kind of stable, but you get in a wreck or something, you end up going to rip your lid and stuff like that. So it's just not a good idea to even go that approach. Go ahead and just play it smart and put the extra pins in. This is a don't, and this is for real, because I've turn marshaled before, so this is one of them that I really agree with. Don't yell at the turn marshals. If you crash, it's likely that it was your fault. Wait patiently as the marshal gets your car off its lid. You certainly won't make friends by yelling at marshals, and they'll remember antics the next time you crash. Like say if you crash and the race is going on and here comes some more cars, I know you don't want to put yourself in a position of running out in front of all these cars that's flying off ramps and coming at your head. So just play it reasonable and think ahead, Give the turn marshal his credit, because he's out there taking the chances, Alright, here's a do. Stay atop the driver's stand until the race is over. I don't know, you know, different racing people they got, or different race facilities, they got their own different kind of rules and feel different about this kind of stuff, but I kind of agree with it. Although this is unwritten rule, it's rarely enforced and often not practiced. It's common courtesy to stay atop of the driver's stand during the race. After your car breaks, storming off the driver's stand can be distracting to your fellow racers, and it certainly won't be tolerated at major events. So it's good practice if you're going to be doing some real cool racing. Just go ahead and abide by that rule. Just stay at the driver's stand, leave your car over there in the corner, you can deal with it when the race is over. Okay, this is a don't. I kind of like this one. Don't race the leader. If you're getting lapped, sorry bud, but you got to pull over and let the leaders by. I know you may get a kick out of plowing into the driver's side door of the leader, but he or she won't think that it's very funny. Someday when you're leading the local race, you won't want the same courtesy. You'll want the same courtesy. Transponder. We talked a little bit about this one in the first video. Small electronic device mounted on your car or truck to record your vehicle's lap times. I like the lap counter. I like the A&B system mostly. We've used some other ones. It's pretty decent. Either I recommend buying your own, finding out what track, the track that you're racing at, what kind of a lap count system they're using, and end up buying one of them transponders. That way that's yours and it can stay in your vehicle, so you ain't got to unplug it and plug it up in your receiver, because that can just be a pain in the butt. And I've seen people just break off the little pins that's inside the transponders, because what you have to do is you take the transponder and it actually plugs into your auxiliary port or your battery port, as you can see. And sometimes you got to use an extension wire like this. It's a servo extension wire is what I've got, and I usually just leave that plugged into the receiver, so that way I can just plug in the transponder. But it's better if you own your own transponder, just because you ain't going to deal with the hassle. And whenever you go to your track, they can already have your name. You ain't a number. You're more like you. The next one is a do. I like this one because it really does help a lot. It's ask for help and get involved. One of the best ways to get up to speed is to ask questions and get involved. Your truck may swap easily in the rear and need thicker shock oil. You may not be hitting a certain jump section with enough speed. Don't be bashful and ask the local fast guys for help. You'll be amazed by how much you'll learn and how much RC cars resemble full size when it comes to setup. It's better to be in the know than to sit back and wonder what if. That's for real. If I see somebody that's just out there whooping butt, man, like wow, like that dude, he just got it on point and his car's hooking good, and I'm having some trouble, I ain't afraid to walk up to that guy and say, hey man, you mind if you got a few minutes, let me talk to you. So definitely get involved with the fast guys at the track. This is definitely a don't. And most of you guys already know this, but there's some newbie guys out there it's just going to be like, whatever. So don't stop in the middle of the track. Come on now, that's like a no-brainer. If you encounter a problem with your ride, pull over and try to evaluate the problem with your vehicle out of the racing line. You'll become a roadblock and a track hazard if you park your truck in the middle of the track. If you've broken something but your rig still moves, limp the vehicle off the racing line. Man, if the battery, let's say if you're running electrics and the battery just dies, I mean, I know you can't help it. Hopefully a track marshal, you can wave him to get your vehicle off the track before something bad does happen. If you got, you know, your nitro dies out or something, I can understand that, but let's say if something just strips out and it's just barely getting it, try to get it off the track the best way you can. Alright, this is for the turn marshals. Now this is something that y'all need to realize when you're marshaling. Don't block the track when marshaling. It's not always obvious, but certain areas of the track should be avoided when turn marshaling. Avoid standing in a section of the track that blocks a corner or a jump section. If you're standing in the wrong spot, you'll quickly find out when the drivers shout, "Move, Marshal, you're in the way!" So you got to be polite about it, but on the other hand, if you're marshaling, this is something that you need to know, and try to find out like the best position to stand in when you're doing this. That way you're not in the way, and that way you can help get the vehicle slipped over. This is a do, and this is really cool. This is one of my favorites because I believe in this. Pitch in and help out around the track. If you're at the track, let's say you're running dirt oval, and it's just a hot, dry day, and you see all this dust. Go up to the track owner and say, hey, you mind if I grab this water hose and start spraying it down, or can I jump on your packing device and help you start packing this down, or you want me to sweep this dirt over here? You know, just pitch in. Just go up to the guy and ask him, like, hey, what can I do before the race starts and after? Y'all have a good one. This is Drifting Is My Hobby. Please leave your comments or questions down below.